The House of Sacchetti is an Italian noble family originating in Tuscany whose earliest documented member Merlo lived during the late 10th and early 11th centuries. The name of the family is derived from one or more members known as Sacchetto. According to Ugolino di Vieri, nobile Sacchetti genus est, moenia primus romanus sangius. History. Eugenio Gamorini in his Storia genealogica del famiglia nobili Toscane Umbra placed the family's origin within the gens Cornelia, one of the most distinguished families of the Roman Republic, whose first known consul was Servius Cornelius Cossus Malaginensis in 485 BC. According to Gamorini, the Sacchetti descend from the Cornelii Merlo branch. The family was certainly well established in Florence during the 12th century. Dante Alighieri mentions the family in the Divine Comedy, Paradise Canto 16, in which Dante's great-grandfather lists the ancient families of Florence. Grande Regia / La Colonna del Vio, Sacchetti, Duoci, Fifonti e Barucci e Galli eque Chara San Polo Scio. Dante also recounted meeting his father's first cousin, Jerry del Bello, in the Inferno, Canto 29, 1-36. Dante placed his cousin in the ninth chasm, among the sowers of discord for the family's dispute with the Sacchetti, most likely Brodio Sacchetti, consul in 1203. At the time of Dante's vision the feud had not been settled. The families were finally reconciled in 1342. Transept of Santa Croce, Florence. Tommaso was married to Tantia Strozzi, daughter of Pallas Strozzi, who was exiled by the Medici. Tommaso appears to have been the only son-in-law of Pallas Strozzi not to have suffered under the Medici branches. According to Ugolino di Vieri, the Sacchetti originated in Fiesole and were among the families forced to transfer and take up residence in Florence. After Fiesole was finally conquered by Florence in 1125. One of the earliest surviving records is in the year 1137. Sacchetto and his brother, Bernardino di Bonizo di Merlo, contract a tower association with members of the Uberti family. It was the descendants of Sacchetto that would eventually use this as a patronymic and become known as the Sacchetti. Brodio di Sacchetto was elected to the Council of the Florentine Republic in 1197 and consul in 1202, while Cinquecento and Albizzo di Rovinazzo are listed among the Anziani for the year 1200. When Florentine society was divided between the political factions of the Guelph and the Ghibellines, most members of the family sided with the Guelph party. In 1260 the Tegurio and Gambetto Sacchetti fought in the Battle of Monteperti against the Ghibellines of Siena, while Galli di Upisino Sacchetti was one of the men charged with defending the Carroccio, a wheeled altar which was the rallying point for a medieval army. The Sienese defeated the Florentines and the Sacchetti were exiled but later returned, with the eventual defeat of the Sienese and the final expulsion of the Florentine Ghibellines. Despite the family's support for Guelph party, the Sacchetti were barred from holding public office with the promulgation of the Ordinances of Justice in 1293 and 1295. The ordinances were intended to exclude Ghibelline sympathizers and nobles with a reputation for the bellicose nature and a predilection for violence to impose the will. Eventually the family returned to the council and the highest officers of the Republic. The family has two main branches, one that remained in Florence up to the time of the hegemony of the Medici and relocated to Rome in the 16th century, and the Neapolitan branch, that went into the service of the Normans in southern Italy shortly after the forced transfer from Fiesole. The Neapolitan branch descended from two brothers, Lancilato and Avellino di Sacchetto. Lancelotto's son Cesare was bishop of Melfi. Ottone Sacchetti was the Latin patriarch of Antioch. Avellino received privileges from the Norman king Roger II of Sicily and created Grand Justiciar of the kingdom. Later generations of this line included Ugolino di Simone di Avellino, created Baron of Alessano in 1173 by King William the Good. Ugolino also held the baronages of Seglia, Campia, Cavallino, Salino, Ganosa, Castrignano, Leverano, Maladregno, Marflafia, Oira and Squinzano. Ugolino's son Ludovico was married to Amelia Acciaioli, who bore him 3 sons, Angelo, Iacopo and Alberico, who was the praetor of Tuscany in 1224 for the Emperor Frederick II. Pietro Antonio D'Agnolo, Knight of the Golden Spur, governor of the city of L'Aquila for King Charles II of Anjou in 1285. Giovanni Pietro was the Grand Justiciar of Abruzzo in 1268. Lazzarino, the son of Pietro Antonio, was appointed the quartermaster general for Abruzzo by Charles II in 1299. Andrea Guido, nicknamed Guidotto, was appointed as replacement governor of Salerno by King Robert of Naples in 1338 due to the governor being upset for war negotiations. Guidotto was married to Cecilia Brancacci. They had at least 3 sons, Carlo, Andrea and Filippo. Carlo, Baron of San Demetrio and Policastrello, and his wife Isabella d'Allo contracted a marriage for his son Girolamo to Laudemir da Tuffo on 4 April 1412. Girolamo and Laudemir da Tuffo had 2 sons, Alfonso and Matteo. Queen Giovanna II appointed Alfonso a governor in the province of Calabria Citra. Alfonso's son Giovanni Alfonsino was granted privileges by King Alfonso II in 1453. Pietro Antonio appointed quartermaster of Cosenza by Ferdinand of Aragon in 1483. Francesco Antonio Sacchetti, born 1595 in San Severo, Foggia, Puglia, was appointed Bishop of San Severo 1 October 1635, and consecrated on 7 October 1635 by Cardinal Giulio Cesare Sacchetti. On 13 January 1648 he was appointed Bishop of Troia, Foggia, Puglia, and died in that office in June of 1662. The Roman is descended from Giovanni Battista Sacchetti, the son of Matteo Sacchetti b. 1485 and Nana Carducci and Francesca Altoviti, the daughter of Alessandro Altoviti. Matteo and Francesca had 9 children: Matteo, Bindo, Vincenzo, Clarice, Sandrina, Marcello, Giulio, Alessandro, Ottavia, Matteo and Gianfrancesco. The family transferred to Rome from Florence in the late 16th century after the collapse of the Republic and the establishment of the Principate of the Medici. Gianfrancesco was the commissary general of the papal troops in Valtellina in 1623 and 1626 and was created Marquis of Rigatini in 1632 and a Marquis of the Baldachin in 1633, giving him the rank of Prince of the Papal Court. The current Roman branch is descendant from Matteo and his wife Cassandra Ricasoli Rucellai. The son Don Giovanni Battista and Caterina Acciaioli inherited his uncle's title, and the son Matteo, who married Chiara Orsini, exchanged the Marquisate of Castel Rigatini for the Marquisate of Castel Romano. The son Giulio married Maddalena Razan. The son Scipione became the chief quartermaster of the apostolic palaces in 1794, a title held by the family until the dissolution of the papal court in the 1970s. Scipione married Eleonora Sensi Bolognetti, daughter of Girolamo, Prince of Vicovaro. The son Urbano married Beatrice Orsini, daughter of Domenico, Duke of Gravina and Principe of Solofra, and Maria Luisa Torlonia of the Dukes of Poli and Guadagnolo. The younger son Luigi married Maria Colonna Barberini, princess and heiress of Palestrina, and with a decree from the Italian state Luigi assumed his wife's titles and assumed the surname Barberini. The eldest son of Urbano and Beatrice Orsini, Giulio married Teresa, the daughter of the Marquis Antonio Guerini, and his wife Anna Maria Borghese. The son Giovanni Battista was a councillor to the State of the Vatican and married Matilda Lanti Montefeltro della Rovere. The son Giulio, the last chief quartermaster of the Vatican, married Giovanna Laimo Capodilista, the daughter of the Count Alves and Maria Henriqueta Alvarez Pereira de Mello of the Dukes of Cadaval. Giulio and Giovanna had 5 children.